Louisville now, and once again, we're coming to you from Bowman Field. The great thing about hosting this show, Louisville Now, is I get to meet up with a lot of old friends, one of them being this gentleman to my right, Pat MacDonald, who is with Smoke on Aviation, but he does so much more. So, Pat, first of all, let's start because you do a lot here.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about Smoke on Aviation. I think a lot of people probably witnessed your work.
We fly around all the time, and thank you all for taking time to come out for our wonderful event. Yeah, Smoke On is a team based here in Louisville, and we all volunteer pilots. We're formation and acrobatic pilots, and we fly all around the city doing events, many of them free of charge for whoever might need something, and then we get paid every now and again to jump up there.
Yeah. You know, Pat, there seems to be somewhat of a renaissance when it comes to aviation and flying, a fascination with. True or false? Do you find that to be true?
Well, it is, and I've been flying for over 40 years, learned as a kid out here, and it seems to be now with the demand for pilots, there's a lot of money coming in for get kids trained, but also the FAA has somewhat relaxed some of the regulations that have lowered the barriers to people. Like the planes that we fly at Smoke On are all home built. We build them in our garages and our kitchens.
You're
and
kind
the
of
hangars.
scaring me.
No, they go together. We build them all 15,000 rivets and we go fly them around. And the FAA still oversees them, but that allows us to do things we probably couldn't afford to do if not.
And some absolutely beautiful aircraft. You can see a few behind us in the backdrop. Okay,
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the history of Bowman Field. There's so many little, like I didn't know this is the oldest functional airport in North America. Is that correct?
No, not actually.
Not exactly.
Close. I mean,
Okay,
you're hitting
okay,
this. So technically, it's the longest. It's the oldest continually operating commercial airport in the country.
Okay.
And the reason that there are older airports, but during the wartime, the military kept this airport open because there was a lot of World War II training done here. They basically built this airport, and so therefore they kept the tower, the old tower right here, operating. And so we haven't stopped, so that's one of them.
Very pilot friendly.
Very pilot friendly. It's a wonderful, wonderful place.
It seems like it. I want to talk a little bit about some things that have transpired or happened here historically at Bowman Field. Okay, I understand, and everyone, now this is like the epitome of cool.
Yeah.
Something with James Bond happened here.
Well, so they say. So the movie Goldfinger was shot, a lot of it was shot in Fort Knox, but there are some scenes that were shot here at Bowman. And Miss Galore's plane, a lot of them were based here. In fact, we had one of the original planes at Bowman Fest a couple of years ago. But these hangars and this hangar were sited in it, the tetrahedron in the field, so they did do some shooting here, and a lot of it was done down at Fort Knox too.
I know this to be true because my mother-in-law was actually a model in a James Bond scene, and if you watch it on Goldfinger, you can see a little quick 1 second glimpse.
That's her moment of time, right?
There you go. There you go. Charles Lindbergh.
Lindbergh stopped by, and if it weren't for Lindbergh, when he stopped here, aviation was kind of a barnstorming, this isn't going anywhere thing. Lindbergh helped the city post a bond that the people bought the money and were able to pay for Bowman Field because they were in the rears and wasn't going to keep going. So if not for Lindbergh, we probably wouldn't have enjoyed the field we have today.
I got to tell you, Pat, and I think you'll agree if you're watching Louisville Now, you look the part. Look at this guy, man. He's a piece of steel. This is what a pilot should look like, ladies and gentlemen.
The filters on the camera. Yeah.
No, and how much fun is an event like Bowman Fest for you guys? Because it is real entertainment. I mean, I know there's a lot of requirements for a pilot, obviously, a lot of education, but also you're entertaining folks and introducing young people to aviation, right?
Oh, and when we started this years ago, it was always my dream. As a kid, I would go inside the fences and touch and feel and play on the planes. And ever since September 11th, for good reasons, the fences got taller and the locks got stronger. And I'm like, the heck with that. Let's open it up for a couple days. It's our airport. It's the people's airport, right? And to get the kids and the families and the veterans to come in and get close to and touch and have a day on the field, we need to do 2 days so we can make it work. But we're great. We couldn't do it without the support of the community, the airport authority.
When I hear the name of your company, Smoke on Aviation, I think of all the shows you have done that do involve smoke.
Oh, yeah.
For people coming to Bowman Fest this weekend, what will they see?
Okay, so Bowman Fest, we have been able to put together 2 air shows both days, 12 to 1 and 3 to 4. We'd like to have a longer time at one space, but we're such a busy airport here We're just going to close it for a little bit, then open it back up and close it back. But we have 5 acts in the box both days, 2 times a day, both days. We've got loud and smoky, big loud and smoky, small loud and smoky, fast flippers, formation, and then we may have a surprise for you in the box.
Ooh, yeah. I like hearing about that.
Mom's coming back.
But do you still get a thrill out of when a child comes up to you and they're in awe and they're like, oh my, you actually pilot this plane?
Yeah.
For me, there's a little bit of a responsibility. You want to pass along the education, but also it's got to be very rewarding for you to introduce them to this kind of thing.
It is. And as I was a kid, somebody took me under their wing, figuratively, and showed me the way. It's a very demanding and very exact skill, and not everybody can do it, but the ones that can and like it, we know. And if somebody wants to get in, they'll stay in and go the whole way. So it's wonderful.
So I mentioned when I opened up the segment here with you, Pat, that you're also an event organizer like Trevor.
Yeah.
You started this.
Well, yeah, so Trevor and Tisha came on back in 16 with a different thing, and it's been my dream. But in 16, I had something in family I had to take care of, so stood down. But now we've come back bigger and better. We started with 1-day event, and now we're at 2-dayer, so yeah.
So tell me about your favorite part of Bowman Fest, and it may or may not involve planes. I know this to you is probably something you do quite often, but with that being said, if you're talking to the audience here on Louisville Now and you say, here's what I love, make sure you don't miss it, what would you say?
Yeah. Well, as I mentioned, I've been in aviation my whole life, and what I've found is we try to put a bunch of different things together with the military vehicles, the World War I airplane, the World War II, the modern stuff, the flight schools, the helicopters. So I don't know of anything in the region that you can go to and have so much packed into a day event for a family. And we have food courts, we have the kids zone, and we don't have a petting zoo this year.
No petting zoo. We'll tell that story on another show.
Tell that story. But no, it's a kind of just a good afternoon family fun event to come out and experience it, and then we'll be back to normal operations Sunday night.
Pat, I appreciate what you do, and yeah, I've seen your work at a number of events, and what you do with Smoke on Aviation is really you elevate an event.
We do.
You say it's special. When you see a flyover or you see airplanes and aerobatics, man, that's an adrenaline rush.
Oh,
and for you as well.
Oh, we love it. It's scary. When we fly in formation, and Captain Dave will be here, he's our lead, but all what we're looking at is a rivet, a spinner on the nose, and a tail wheel, or a wheel. That's all we can see. When we take off, from the moment we lift off, we don't look out. So we don't know where we're going. Lead is point, and he tells us, and he'll do a trick. If somebody new wants to fly with us, we'll be flying along in formation because we're only a half wing away. He'll say, "Do you see those birds over there?" And if anybody says, "Oh yeah, I saw them," he goes, "What were you doing looking at the birds? You're out," and we get kicked out.
Whoa!
Uninvited, as we say. It's just too dangerous.
Interesting. Well, I really do appreciate what you do. Thanks for entertaining the kids and myself and folks who are watching Louisville Now.
Please come out and enjoy our airport and our event. Not ours, all of ours.
There we go. And it is this weekend. Smoke on Aviation. Pat MacDonald. We'll see you, of course, at Bowman Fest. Coming up here, yes, there is a beneficiary. There is a giving component to Bowman Fest. We're going to talk to someone who will tell you all about it next on Louisville Now.